Sometimes in life, things don't go the way we want. We pray, we hope, and we wait. But nothing seems to change. In those moments, it's easy to feel abandoned and hopeless. But what if the challenges we face are actually part of a greater plan? What if what seems like a disaster is actually leading us toward something better? Once upon a time, a large ship was caught in a violent storm at sea and sank. Everyone on board drowned, except for one man. By the will of the Almighty, this man miraculously survived and was washed ashore, unconscious, on a deserted island. When he finally regained consciousness, he found himself completely alone, no one in sight for miles. Feeling hopeless, he looked up at the sky and prayed, "Oh, my Lord, please help me. Send someone to rescue me." The entire day passed, but no help came. Days turned into nights, and after a while he stopped praying. He had lost all hope. Determined to survive, he gathered some branches and built a small shelter. He collected coconuts from trees and learned to fish for food. 15 to 20 days passed. He had completely given up on being rescued. So, with patience and effort, he built a small hut for himself, his only shelter and comfort. One day, while he was out collecting coconuts, he returned to find his hut engulfed in flames. His shelter, everything he had built, was gone. Looking up at the sky, he began to cry and shout, "Oh God, I asked for your help, but you didn't help me. The only shelter I had, you burned it down. Why, God? Why are you so cruel?" He spent the entire night blaming God. Exhausted, he eventually fell asleep under the open sky. The next morning, he was awakened by a loud sound. When he opened his eyes, he saw a large ship anchored near the island. Overjoyed, he ran toward it as fast as he could. Once aboard, he asked the captain in disbelief, "How did you know I was stranded here?" The captain smiled and said, "We saw a signal fire rising from the island. We realized someone must be here, so we came to rescue you." At that moment, the man froze. He remembered his burnt hut. The same fire he thought had ruined his life was actually the signal that saved him. Tears filled his eyes. He realized that everything had been part of God's greater plan. He thanked the Almighty and sought forgiveness for ever doubting him. In our own lives, when we face difficulties, our faith often begins to weaken. We become impatient and start complaining to God. But we don't realize the plans He has for us. We can never predict His wisdom. He provides for every creature in this world, and He knows exactly what to give and when to give it. So, whenever your plans seem to fail, whenever things don't go your way, have faith in Him. Before He closes one door, He always opens another. Never lose hope. If you like this story, share it, leave a like, and subscribe for more inspiring stories like this one.